Hi everyone, hope you well. This is CoinsKid. It's going to dive into Ethereum. Once again, thank you for your support, okay? Really do appreciate it. Big up the CoinsKid crew. So yeah, diving into Ethereum, you know that we've got this price prediction up here, okay? This is the 2.272 Fibonacci extension, which we don't necessarily believe that we'll get for there in this bull run, but we do anticipate that we're going to get to these levels, the 1618, which is around about $8,441. And who knows, we may get really overextended and actually shoot up to those price predictions, but not necessarily anticipating that in this bull run, to be honest with you. I do think in the next cycle, yeah, we potentially looking at those price predictions set there. So I'm not primarily focused on that particular target at the moment in this bull run. This is my primary target. It always has been, okay? The 1618 has always been my primary target from literally here when we got the bullish cross on the EMAs right here. That gave me the signal, right, you can lay down your fibs because you're entering the bull market for Ethereum. Basically that's confirmation that you're in the bull market. Effectively, that's what I'm trying to say to you, okay? Was at that level there when Ethereum was trading at 194, you could come down and lay down your fibs, and it gives you these forecasts, okay, in the Fibonacci extension retracements. And this is how I was able to predict that we was going to go to the 1272. And you can see here, you know, I did say at this particular event just there, you know, you've melted through the 1272. Do anticipate a retest coming back down to this 3k, and I remember it clearly in all my videos. You know, it was shooting up here, it was getting towards 4k, 4.5k, this 1414 extension right there. And I did say to people, be careful, you know, buy big green candles, you get big red dildos. Do anticipate a pullback, and it needs to hold. If it holds, beautiful for continuation, and you're looking for more upside, because it had melted through the 1272 Fibonacci extension just there and hadn't back tested it as support. Do you see that? So that was quite a worrying thing, to be honest with you, at the time. And I do remember there was so much FOMO just there in the market, and obviously that's the blow off top, isn't it? And the sort of come back down, and we're adhering, we're holding key levels of support. You know, I do see more continuation for Ethereum in this bull run. We've not necessarily tested a key level of support, which I would like to have seen tested, to be honest with you, in this correction. So do anticipate that, because there is a level that we've not tested, and it's a 55 EMA, okay, on the weekly time frame. We've not actually back tested it for a very long time, and last time we tested that was just prior to the bullish cross just there, which was last May. So it's a very long time ago, 13 months ago, that we've not back tested the 55 EMA. It doesn't mean we have to, okay, because over time you can see the EMAs creeping up, and if we do enter a level of consolidation right now for Ethereum, there's potentially where you could sort of get caught between a rock and a hard place, and eventually the 55 comes up, you get your back test before continuation, because there is a sort of pattern that's emerging here for Ethereum, okay? There is an ABC correction of this deep wave 4 pullback that is being formed right now. I'll just shift that out of the way so I can show you. Potentially, you know, you've got your A down, you've got your B high, and potentially your C down. Now the C wave, you know, it can be as long as the A wave, and if we was to go for a very similar correction of the A wave high down, you will be looking at a 60% correction from the height of the B wave. So we'll measure that and see exactly where that goes to, okay? So you can see roughly you're down here, and you would be losing the previous all-time high. So don't necessarily anticipate that. You could be looking at a $1,174 Ethereum token, and you know, that is quite bearish, isn't it? It's quite bad. But you're so overextended on the EMAs for Ethereum, you know, that you could actually afford to do that. You could afford to do that. But one thing I wouldn't like to see is Ethereum losing the previous all-time high, you know, which it struggled to get through for a while there. Do you remember that? When it got through it, back to its support, which is great. That's what you want to see when you break these highs, okay? And you've come up, you've melted through that, and you've not back to its support and held. That's why you've lost it. But obviously the manipulation in the market relatively strong here at the moment. So, you know, if you do roll, okay, I'm not saying you will, but if you do, then, you know, put some cheeky bids on the 55 initially, because that's where you'll see a massive level of support. But if we are carrying out an ABC correction right here, and the C wave is as large and as deep a correction as the A wave, you know, which they primarily are sometimes, then you are looking at that sort of lower level down there for Ethereum of $1,100, so to speak. And from here, that would be a further correction of around about 40%, wouldn't it, from here? So, you know, do anticipate that. But I think if that did happen, that would send Bitcoin into a bear market, to be honest with you. I think, anyway, without looking at Bitcoin right now, that's quite a deep correction. So hopefully we have had the ABC correction right here for Ethereum, okay, of this wave 4 pullback of this Elliott wave theory right here, because, you know, just like on a lot of projects, we've gone through this wave 1 high like that, and wave 2 pullback, and now we've had that look at that monstrous wave for Ethereum right there, okay? And look at the measurement of that from there to there is insane. It's 4,900 and 1%. Measure that again. Sorry, that is 4,000, and yeah, that's massive. That's massive for Ethereum. You know, buy fear, buy blood, basically. Buy when it's in the floor. You know, an indicator of that is the stock RSI. Obviously, you're in the floor there, and there is this particular trend line that Ethereum is adhering to at the moment. Okay, potentially saying that this might be the bottom for Ethereum. So do pay attention to this. You've got this wave 1 start there. Do you see that for Ethereum in the price action? Let's move this down so you can see what I'm talking about. So I'm anticipating a very similar thing for Bitcoin, to be honest with you. You know, I'm trying to find the bottom signal, and potentially we may have formed it. We may start forming the bottom, because that's a very bullish candle just there the previous week. You know, we're getting this pickup. We can get back above the 20 EMA right now for Ethereum on the weekly, especially. Wow, it's looking really good. And obviously you've got this trend line that Ethereum's bounced off. Do you see this? Okay, so you've got the low there, which is the start of wave 1, and then you had the wave 2 pullback, which was just there, and then continuation of wave 3, where you got completely overbought just up here before rolling over. And you've literally bounced off this trend line just there. So is this the bottom for Ethereum? Which would be really, really good, wouldn't it? To think that we've found the bottom just here and we're going to get this continuation. But like I said to you, I'll always show you the breakdown targets where they are. You know, if we do get the ABC correction and the C wave is the same length as A, then you're looking at, losing the previous all-time high and a potential $1,100 Ethereum token, which would be an optimal entry point, okay, which would be absolute fear in the market. But if you do, roll and it doesn't go quite as deep as that, then the 55 is your optimal entry point for a bounce, basically. So yeah, that's Ethereum on the weekly time frame. It's looking relatively strong. We've held support relatively well for continuation in this bull market, and I do anticipate, once we get this wave 4 over and done with, and we get the second part of the bull run on the cards, basically, and moving forward, we will be looking at 8,441 Ethereum tokens. So I'm just trying to find the most optimal entry point for you. If it is from here and we do get the pickup right now, you're looking at a fantastic upside of 291% on Ethereum. And if we did come down to the 55 EMA, you're looking at a lovely 479%. But if we did actually come down all the way down to that sort of target of $1,100 right there for Ethereum, you would look in a deep wave 4 pullback with a continuation of Elliott wave 5 right there, taking us up to that 1618 extension in this bull run of around about 637% for Ethereum. So, hopefully we can find the best entry point right now for Ethereum. But until we start getting above the daily 20, you're still under resistance, basically. That's what I'm trying to say to you. You're still under the cosh. You enter a level of consolidation, and potentially if you hit your head, what do? You come back to support, and this is why the 55 is important. And if you do see that, put some cheeky bids on it, because initially you will see that bounce, and if it has that breakdown target, which I'm trying to say to you is the ABC correction, where the C wave is the same length as the A wave, then you are looking at 1100, and that would be your bottom in this market for Ethereum, in my opinion. But again, looking at the RSI, you've got this trend line. If you do, you're losing the trend line. So does that spell bear market effectively? So there was another indicator that I wanted to show to you, is also the Gaussian channel, okay, on the 5-day time frame. This is a really, really good indicator to show you in the future, okay, your optimal entry points in a bear market. So I'm going to bring up the Gaussian channel on the 5-day, bring it in. And you can see, when there's absolute fear in the market, because we've not got fear in the market yet, we're not in a bear market, so to speak. That's what I'm trying to say. And you can see if you did come down to this particular level there, you would be falling into the Gaussian, and that hides the risk of a potential bear market, okay? But there's no sign of a bear market yet for Ethereum. It's looking really, really strong. It's holding key levels of support for continuation, which is good. But what I'm trying to say to you that, if you stick around over the next couple of years, because there will be a bear market, okay? Remember this, when you're under the Gaussian channel and it's red like this and it's all nasty and horrible and no one wants to know about it, look at your optimal entry points. Whenever you're under this channel and it's red, okay, boom, optimal entry points. Okay, so it will come. I'm not gonna disillusion you. You will get a bear market. Hopefully, Ethereum breaks out here, marches onwards, gets to our particular price predictions of 8,441. It will be lovely if it gets overextended as well. I have seen technical analysis saying we're going to get to that particular level, which would be absolutely amazing. But at one point, you will enter a multi-year bear market, and at that point, put your Gaussian channel on the 5-day. Look for the optimal entry point under the channel when there's fear, and you're under the EMAs as well, and you've got the bearish cross, the sell and go to the beach signal on CoinsKid. You're hitting your head on the 20. you're really in the floor there. I mean, look how in the floor you are just there. You know, really in the floor. No one wants to know about it. They're optimal, and this is where millionaires are made. You know, if you're buying down there, right down there, and you're timing the bottom of the market, you know, on Ethereum, you're up a whopping 4,958%. So yeah, that's Ethereum. Just a little update today to show you the status of Ethereum and projectively where hopefully we see it going in this bull run, providing we can hold key levels of support. And you can see even on the 5-day EMAs we're consolidating, we're caught in a range, you know. So on the daily, let's take a look at the daily. Let's have a look in. So on the daily, we're actually in a downtrend on the EMAs right there. This is what you want to see for Ethereum broken to break the trend. Basically, you need to see yourself get back above, because you've got a bearish cross on the daily time frame just there. Do you see that? Which is quite a negative thing for Ethereum or any project on the daily. If you're below the EMAs in a bearish cross, it's a big tick. You're in a downtrend. Okay, and if you hit your head, this is why potentially you're going to be forced down to test lower levels of support. So what you do need to see to break the trend, remember, the trend is your friend until you break the trend. You make a new friend, basically. Bearish cross, downtrend. Break the trend by breaking the EMAs, back testing the support, creating a bullish cross, the buy and go to the beat signal from CoinsKid, tick to upside and continuation. So yeah, it's just a little update on Ethereum. I'll keep getting asked to do updates on Ethereum, so there it is. So take care everyone, I'll be back soon with another update, and stay healthy, stay strong, and stay tuned. Bye bye.